Imagine a scenario in which the genuine explanation your dad kicked the bucket is a direct result of your association with a horrendous past that you don't know anything about. Do you have the strength to confront it, or are you going to flee like a coward? The cult members of Malam flock, who worship what they refer to as the low god, can be seen with four teenage girls in evidence footage. The flock was initially having a good time at the river, but the four girls were clearly uneasy and scared. The flock then took their plight victims into a bar, and the night turned into a night of horrific events. One of the teenage girls was brutally killed in front of the pentagram-marked, improvised throne of the low god and fed to a pig while the flock was celebrating. Fortunately, the police, led by Captain Will Lauren, eventually stopped them. Be that as it may, in spite of saving the three different young ladies and getting three faction individuals, including their chief, John Nellum himself, Will in any case feels terrible for not having the option to save everybody. He finds the newspaper cut out with the article about the successful raid when he opens his locker. He gets a round of applause from the other police officers for his heroism right now, but he doesn't seem to be celebrating much, so he tears the paper up. The three girls are now safe and with their family, according to Police Officer Price. Will, on the other hand, points out that if he had called sooner, it could have been four. Hearing that, Koss counsels his chief and reasons that he did all that he could. Not long after the holding region, we'll begin hearing a dreadful whistling sound to the tune of the melody of the low god, which is Malam Group's Song of Devotion. The female officer's head suddenly blows off as two other police officers converse at the practice range. Will fires the shotgun once more before the other person has time to react. We will immediately begin shooting anyone he sees until he is placed in a single holding cell. He asks the other officers to tell his family that he loves them and is sorry when they arrive. But the part of Malam's flockhole stick where he says that he is safe in the arms of his master is even stranger. Will then takes the gun and kills himself, shocking everyone who is there to witness it. Jessica, Will's daughter, now wears the uniform after a year has passed. She pays her father a visit in the cemetery before heading to the station, where she is taken aback when her mother, Diane, suddenly appears. Moreover, Jessica refers to her by her name and uses the same language with her. It is clear that the mother and little girl are not in a decent relationship. Jessica walks away from the location without noticing the image of the low god on the back of her father's headstone. However, as it turns out, the low god symbol can be found all over the town as well as on Will's grave. This indicates that John Malam's cult is still very much alive despite his death. Even worse, a group of flock members are singing their cult song in front of the new police station as if they are not trying to hide it. The men of the cult appear to be intentionally causing trouble at the same time, which prompts the police to become busy for the night. Inevitably, Jessica at last arrives at the old station where she mentioned to be in indications of a last shift. She meets Grip Cohen, a mean police officer there. Jessica tells Cohen that she went by the new station and noticed that the other officers were busy, attempting to break up the awkward atmosphere between them. Cohen immediately recognizes that she is referring to the flock upon hearing that. After the flock overthrew their leader about a year ago, he believes that this is the flock's act of rebellion. After that, Cohen leads her to her desk and tells her that her calls have already been redirected to the new station, so she shouldn't have any problems during her shift. However, he reminds her that she must direct anyone who comes asking for assistance to the new station. Cohen also gives Jessica his phone number in case she ever needs it. A while later, he questions why Jessica picked the last shift, to which she answers that it is equivalent to her dad's. He also tells her that her father killed two of his friends in the force when he finds out that she is Will's daughter. Cohen makes the decision to leave Jessica alone after hearing her say that she just wants to work in peace. But he tells her to stay out of the holding area before he leaves. Jessica hears the elevator ringing shortly after Cohen leaves, but it does not open. Right now, she sees the station's floor plan and uses it to find the storage space.